In my first Pilots N Paws mission, I am joined by pilot Kent Shaw and his Piper Warrior. For this flight, we will fly out of the SFRA from Gaithersburg and head south to Danville, Virginia. The Vintage Racers for Rescues organization will meet us here where they will hand off 2 rescue dogs in need of urgent transportation. After a quick refuel, we will fly back to Gaithersburg to safely deliver the 2 rescue pups to Pet Connect Rescue. Aviation is a topic that has fascinated me ever since I was a child. I hope this will help fascinate you too. Special thanks to the Pilots N Paws organization for allowing this flight to happen.
So yeah, my name is Tony. This is Kent Shaw.
Kent
Shaw. We are doing a Pilots N Paws trip right now from Gaithersburg. We'll be going to Danville, Virginia. Kent and I actually met over the Pilots N Paws forum. I saw that he was doing trips one day, and I was like, okay, so looks like this guy's out of Gaithersburg. Let me try to help. So I contacted him, and we are now doing this flight, picking up 2 dogs and bringing them to an organization here in Gaithersburg. So, yeah, clouds are not too bad. They've gone on higher. We're kind of finding the wind still right now, right?
Yes.
Going 70 knots. We should be going around 115, you said?
Yes, 115 or so.
But that only means the way back is going to go by really quick. So, how long have you been flying for?
Oh, I've flown since 75. I took my first 2 lessons on Ferguson Field in Florida, the Cessna 152. And then I waited a few years and started back at Manassas. And started back with the 152. And pressed on, got my license. Decided to purchase a 152 when I was a student pilot with 6 hours, and I leased it back at the flight club, and it worked out very well as a way to reduce cost, and actually made a little bit of money on it, which is rare under leasebacks.
That's nice. Now you're flying this Warrior and this Boeing.
Cherokee 181, Mike Romeo, run for departure, radar contact, climb request V4 altitude.
Yeah, a moment.
Yeah, I decided to upgrade my 152 to a bigger plane. I was doing a lot of long trips, and the 152 had limited weight carrying capacity, limited navigation equipment, and I could only carry 1 passenger.
And even with 1 passenger, we have quite a bit of room right here. 152 is shoulder to shoulder. Oh man, I have a friend who works at Davis Airport. He's about 6'4".
Yeah.
He can't fit in a 152. We have a 152 over at Davis Airport, but he can't fly in it.
Oh gee. Well, I had an instructor. He weighed about 240, 250, and he was well over 6 feet. And he would bend over, and we took off one time. But the weight, his weight was so much, and it was a hot day and everything, it would just barely climb.
Cherokee 1, Mike Romeo, resume my navigation, Danville Airport.
And where was that out of, Manassas?
That was out of Manassas. And of course, it's under the SFRA as well.
Yeah, the SFRA get a bit annoying, but it is good practice. I started my training, flying out of Davis Airport, Whiskey 50, and I always had to contact Potomac Approach, but yeah, you're right about what, it prepares you a lot for your instrument.
Yes.
I'm sure for your instrument training, you do talk a lot.
6 Charlie, contact Washington Center 124.05, take care.
Contact Washington Center 12405, 903-906 Charlie. Washington Center, Warrior 903-906 Charlie. We have Danville in sight.
9396 Charlie, roger. Radar services are terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Warrior 903-906 Charlie. Danville traffic, Warrior 903, 906 Charlie is on final runway 20, Danville.
Yeah, well, it was a long flight. We got a lot of wind pushing us.
Yeah, those you go faster on the way back, right?
Yeah, we'll go really fast on the way back. Oh, there we go. What are their names?
Well, this is Clover.
The Clover.
She's drooling a little bit, and this is Little Bird.
Little Bird.
Little Bird is unable to use his back legs, so he just uses his front legs, and he crawls along, but we'll carry him.
Okay.
And he's super sweet. Oh, they both are. They're both scared.
They look very behaved.
Yeah, well, he is super sweet. He's 6 years old, and we're hoping that they can fix the paralysis in his back legs so that he can be adopted. He's so sweet. He was very scared when they first got him. The owner brought him to be put down to shelter because he couldn't walk. And this little nugget has been a stray her whole life, and animal control finally caught her.
She looks like a puppy.
Yeah, she is a puppy. So she's probably 11 weeks old, and she is frightened of people at first, but she's been at our house a week and around our other 9 dogs, and she loves the dogs, and she is trusting us more and more. So her next foster family will take care of her.
Okay.
So, did you guys want to go in and still going on there?
Well, we gotta get the fuel.
Okay.
Made it here at Danville. Really windy. Nice FBO here. We're on the southern edge of Virginia. We're not too far away from the border of North Carolina, but it is windy here. We had 30 knot headwind coming down, so our ground speed was at 70 knots the whole time, which it should have really been 115. But let's go check inside, see what they have in this FBO here. Fly Danville. Going flying for American.
Oh, okay.
Clover? You doing all right? A little drool there. So we have an hour-and-a-half flight back.
Yeah.
With these tailwinds, be a lot quicker.
That'll be nice for y'all and the dogs.
Yeah.
Danville traffic, Warrior 903, 906 Charlie, departing runway 20 to the north, Danville. Yeah, so right now we are cruising about 130 knots, which is a lot quicker than when we were coming down to Virginia. We were going about 70 knots. So it's about 60 knot difference. That's how much wind affects your flying. But winds are in our favor right now, which is good because we have the 2 dogs in the back here. We have Little Bird and we have Clover. We picked them up from a rescue group in Danville, Virginia. And yeah, they're very well behaved. I think they're just sleeping right now. They're not barking or anything. So this is good. This is what the Pilots N Paws program does. They pick up dogs from one area of the country, they take them to another. I've seen flights be done from California all the way to Maryland on the forum page, and just to bring these dogs to a forever home, or sometimes they're trying to move a dog away from a kill shelter and bring them to a no-kill shelter. So these Pilots N Paws program flights, they're actually saving these dogs from a risk of death. Sometimes for these dogs, it is a life and death situation. That's why it's very admirable to be flying alongside with Pilot Kent right here, who is actually performing this Pilots N Paws flight. I'm just assisting him, helping with the dogs. So, yeah, Kent, what do you think about the Pilots N Paws program?
Well, it's a great program. It's sometimes it's the last chance for animals, and it's always good to be there and to help these guys out and start a new future in their life. Better owners. Sometimes there's cruelty issues, and get them to somebody that really loves them.
Yeah, that's great. And Kent has done many Pilots N Paws trips. He's on one time carried 10 dogs in this plane.
One time 10, yes.
Yeah, they're all stacked on top of each other. Weren't they all yapping the whole time?
Yeah, we had two that were yelping the whole time, and we have noise canceling headsets, and it didn't do much to avoid hearing them. So.
Yeah, so sometimes flying can be uncomfortable for dogs, but they usually just sleep through it. Either way, they'll be on to a better life on the other end of the flight. A little bit bumpy here right now, but we have the air flowing for Clover and Little Bird. Yeah, so there's hundreds of these Pilots N Paws pilots all over the country just doing these flights for the well-being of these dogs and the community. Not only do they do dogs, but they do cats, and you said that they sometimes do eagles and turtles.
Turtles, just about any animal that needs to be moved. So at one point there were a lot of turtles that were coming to the shore when they shouldn't be, and they moved them to a warmer climate and helped them.
That's very fortunate. And pilots also assist people in time of need, like hurricanes. When they crash through the Bahamas and Puerto Rico, they'll do supply runs or transport people who need medical help to the nearby hospitals, or even domestically in Houston, Texas, when we had the hurricanes there. A lot of flooding. People need to be transported out of there or have supplies brought to them. These pilots are there ready to help. That's for the well-being of the community. So I appreciate Kent for what he's doing. You're doing a great job.
Approach, Skyhawk 5409 Juliet.
And it keeps this plane nice and clean, too.
Skyhawk 5490 Juliet.
Alright, so we landed back here at Gaithersburg. We handed the dogs off, and they seem very happy. What was the name of the group? Rescue Connect?
It was Rescue Connect, and that's the other one.
Well,
it's Pet Connect.
Pet Connect Rescue, yeah.
And I didn't know the one from New Jersey.
Well, I can get the name for that.
Yeah.
Just to give them some recognition.
Yes.
Yeah, because they do great things here. But we're back here at Gaithersburg. We have the plane back in the hangar. It was bumpy, wasn't it?
And one sick dog.
Yeah, we got one of our passengers has a little accident. But no, they're fine now. They're back with the rescue groups, and they'll be in good hands. So we've done our jobs. Well, thanks to Kent. Most credit goes to him being a good pilot. The bumpy landing, but yeah, with the gusts, it was a great landing. Yeah, so anything you want to say, Kent?
No, till next time.
Yeah, till next time. All right. Well, thank you to you.
Okay.
And we'll be closing off here.